You ever been working out in your yard and lost control of your tool because maybe your hands are starting to get a little tired? That's embarrassing. No, it's all right. I'm sure you would have hit your target if you hadn't lost your axe. Or maybe you're working in Jobtown, pulling down some ceiling with one of those crappy fiberglass handled tools, and it's all icy and wet already. Oh, right in front of the chief. What a knucklehead. Good day, YouTube, and welcome back to the Trooper's Garage. In today's episode, I'm going to show you a cheap, easy, yet very effective way to slip-proof your handles so you don't lose control of them at the worst possible moments. We can do this to shovels, axes, sledgehammers, pike poles, pigs, Halligan bars, you name it. I even put some of this stuff on the ratchet handle on the high lift jack that I keep on my Jeep. But we got to use the right kind of tape. Can't use electrical tape or the textured medical tape. That stuff gets slippery when it's wet. It falls apart easily. No. We're talking about hockey tape. And not just any hockey tape, Renfrew friction tape. Okay, I have used all kinds of different kind of hockey tapes, and this right here, Renfrew friction tape, is the best. Super sticky. It comes with a friction exterior that really grips onto your gloves. It's water resistant. It takes a heck of a beating without falling apart. This is the stuff you want. Wait, what was the name of that tape again? Alright, so the tool that I'm going to be wrapping today is called a pig tool, and those of you who aren't familiar with a pig tool, this is a tool designed for firefighting. It's kind of an axe without a flat edge, so you can kind of smash through roofs and walls, and you can drive other tools into things. So anyways, as you can see, I've already got some hockey tape on it. So this stuff is awesome. It's water resistant. I put these finger grooves in here so it doesn't slip. It's not going to absorb water. It doesn't tear very easily. Now, as you can see, this is pretty worn. It's starting to get a little frazzled. It's tearing in a few places. But I've had this tape on this tool for probably about 3, maybe 4 years. So I'd say for $3 worth of tape, this has lasted a long time. It gives me a lot more control of the tool, especially when my work gloves are getting wet. It protects the handle, and it gives me, like I said, a lot of extra control right there. So, for a couple bucks of tape, that has lasted a good long time. So you'll notice, though, I only put tape kind of fore and aft. And I left this middle section here bare. It's not necessary. See, so that's so I can kind of slide my hand down the shaft. Yes, I realize what I just said, so all of you juveniles can go ahead and laugh. So that's just so I can get a good baseball swing in with this tool. It's not necessary to do the entire tool handle. Sometimes you want to leave kind of a bare spot in the middle of that shaft so you can slide your hand down it and get a good swing in. But on some of my other tools like shovels and whatnot where I don't need that, then I did do the whole tool handle. But anyways, that's kind of what it's going to end up looking like when we're done, except obviously a lot newer. So that being said, let's go ahead and start taking this stuff off. Well, the first step obviously is get rid of the old tape. So I started kind of picking and peeling to get it off, but after a couple minutes I was like, this is going to take way too long. So I just busted out my box knife and cut through it down the sides and peeled it off. After that, we want to get the tool handle nice and clean, so I used some acetone. You could probably use some denatured alcohol or whatever you have on hand. Clean that up a little bit, make sure that tape is going to go ahead and adhere to the handle as best as it can. With that handle cleared off, let's go ahead and get the new tape on. So I'm going to go right above that kind of knob where they have that handhold there. I don't think it's really important to include that. And then notice, kind of as I go along, I'm pressing that tape down so it's making the maximum amount of contact with the handle itself, so we can get some really good adhesion between those two objects. And then I'm also overlapping each layer of tape with the preceding one, so we get a good kind of watertight seal in there, and that'll really add to the longevity of this job. Okay, so here's where I'm going to start adding the finger grooves to the tool handle. This just gives us a little bit of extra traction, a little bit of extra control on the tool. I've tried to do this with like kite string and P-cord, and I just couldn't get that stuff to stick to the tape well enough to complete the job. So the way I'm doing it now is, you'll notice I just rolled out about 2 feet worth of tape, and then I'm twisting it up, twisting it up, twisting it up. So I'm essentially kind of making a piece of string out of the tape itself. So I'm twisting it up, kind of flattening it down so it makes kind of a nice solid little package. And then I'm going to start twisting that back down in a retrograde fashion, back down the handle, leaving enough space for my fingers in between each wrap. And like I said, this is a firefighting tool for me. So when I'm going to be using it, I'm going to be wearing some heavy-duty firefighting gloves. So I made sure that the finger grooves are widely spaced out to kind of accommodate the size of those gloves. If you don't get that piece of tape exactly where you want it, you can go ahead and back it off and kind of reposition it into a spot that you like better. And then when you're satisfied where it is, just make sure, press it down real nice and tight into that kind of base layer of the tape, so you get some good adhesion so it won't kind of slip around on you too much. And then just go on all the way down the handle. Alright, with that last bit of the finger groove tape done, I am going to start weaving my way back up the handle, except I'm not twisting the tape up anymore. It's just going to go on flat. And this is going to seal in the finger groove layer to keep it from moving around, keep it from getting tore up, and add an extra layer of kind of tackiness and waterproofing to the whole handle. And just as I'm finishing this last bit of that third layer of wrap, I make sure I go over the edge there, and then I go back and forth and press down all the tape, make sure it's all adhering to itself, adhering to the tool handle as much as possible. And here she is, the finished product. Handle's all wrapped up with some super grippy, super sticky hockey tape. I'd say the pig's ready to go back out and smash some stuff. Not going to have to do this handle again for probably 3 or 4 years, and that's not too bad for $4 worth of hockey tape and 20 minutes of my time. All right, everybody. That pretty much wraps it up for this episode. I hope you found these tips to be helpful. If you did, give the video a like, or maybe even think about subscribing to the channel. Or don't. Hell, I don't care. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's not like I'm a Sith Lord that has mommy and daddy issues. But until next time, this is Trooper 134 signing off, and I hope you have a wonderful day.